It's always going to be hard for Carissa to reproduce the form that she's had through this entire event. I mean, she's been dropping nines every heat. You know, that's quarter-final heat where she got barreled, perfect 10, and then a couple of nines again in the semis. I mean, it was going to be hard for her to keep that roll going. You know, we heard from Strider conditions were changing, and you know, just a slow start, which played into Johanne's favour, and she got that first good wave that put the pressure on Carissa.
Talk about a highlight reel for Carissa Moore, though, Ross,
amazing.
at an event where she really hasn't had too many big moments. Massive heat score totals, the best barrel rides of the contest.
Yeah, you know, so for Johanne Defay, what's so impressive is her brand of surfing and those backhand hooks. Really impressive. She's been ripping. Carissa right there with her, and the tube riding and the positioning was probably second to none. She got herself right back on the ledge and really navigated perfectly the lineup, which is hard to do here at Cloudbreak. So going into the final, we were thinking, okay, Carissa's got it, but as you guys mentioned, the conditions changed rapidly, and it really did ice them out. And
obviously we make those picks based on form pots, but Johanne had never beaten Carissa in a head-to-head matchup. She'd never beaten her in one of those non-elimination heats either, and they've had plenty of meetings, so she had to turn around a lot of history against Carissa to get this victory.
You know what, Ronnie, it's been the theme of this year, though. You look at the men's as well as the women's. I mean, everything's been turned upside down. All the stats, all the numbers out the window, you know, and I think it's proven it in this event. You know, Johanne Defay obviously going against all odds to win this event, but you know, you talk about how she's gotten better and better, and I think she's surfing as good as she ever has, but still learning. You know, Carissa as well. I mean, she came in here with no confidence at all. She lacked that, and then you saw her build that throughout this entire event. A couple of mistakes in the final that she didn't make throughout the entire event. I think that was a difference.
That was probably the defining moment for Carissa in the final, that fall. As she completed that ride, she was right back in it with still a bit of time on the clock.
And then to watch Johanne on the wave behind just unleash, you know, I think that kind of burst your bubble a little bit too.
And, well, this was Johanne's backup score, so it took 17 minutes for any kind of substantial score to drop. Right at the 22 mark, that's where Johanne got that first 8.4. You know, and for Carissa, she just could not find that rhythm. She really did get iced out, and what happened is mentally she got a bit frazzled. That's when we saw her push really hard on that second turn, and she fell. Johanne right behind her got that 8.7, and that was kind of the nail in the coffin.
It's almost like, you know, Johanne was surfing on the edge, but it didn't look like it. It looked like she was surfing within her limits. You know, there was that low bottom turn, really smooth off the tops. I mean, no mistakes, really, and I think that's what you got to do to beat the champs.
That's that comfort factor, too, from Johanne. Just looks like just unshakable against the big seeds. And have a look at the numbers, 8.7, 8.4. She did build well to the final and had her best, or one of her better performances in that last heat. And Carissa, she just had that one fall, and it probably cost her a bit of momentum going into the back half of the final.
It's funny because we talk about it time and time again. You can get in your own way mentally. You can try too hard. You can get lost in a lineup, and you just kind of create problems for yourself, because there's no one's going to argue the fact that Carissa has been ripping this entire event. She had what it takes to win, and I agree with you, Potts. Johanne has been ripping, but she had those really strong, not safety, but strong hooks in a pocket to where she had that pace that we've been talking about, that she's been trained at St. Lou, where she knows how to match her speed with the wave.
Well, that's it. I mean, a left-handers are waves that she loves. You know, a lot of the women, a lot of the men really on tour don't get to surf lefts until they come here. Johanne goes home and she trains on those lefts constantly. And St. Lou is a kind of wave where you can just, I mean, repeat that turn over and over again until you get it right. And that came into play here. So.
And get over the fear factor of coral heads just staring at you at St. Lou. She's used to that.